Hello, hello. Hope everybody can hear me. So, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So, we kickstart uh, the live stream now, and we are starting with the first pair, which is the DXY. For next week, we have for next week we have uh, for DSY we have a little short next week. I expect price to go down next week on DXY. I expect price to go down next week on DXY. This is what I expect next week. So on my new count, this is 1, and I expect 2 before we have 3. And looking at it, if we are going to find the Fibonacci retracement based on Elliott wave, I expect price to drop down to the 61.8 level. Then here we have A, B, then C. C to form wave 2. This is what we have for DSY next week. I expect down movement. Then after the down movement, then we can go to the upside for wave 3. We can go up for wave 3 after the down movement. But next week we are expecting a drop to wave C. Next week we are expecting a drop to wave C next week. We're expecting a drop to wave C next week. So after the drop for the wave C, then we start a new phase of impulse to the upside for wave 3, which is minute wave 3, and this is submicro wave 2, which is ABC correction. So next we move to Euro USD. Euro USD. On Euro USD, this is what we have since last week on H4. Then if you look at H2, it was complete 5-wave movement to the downside. Or let me use H1. It was complete 5-wave movement to the downside. This is wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Then we have ABC. So last week it was just up and down, up and down. Price was going up and down, up and down, up and down. But nevertheless, the analysis is still intact, which is wave A, wave B is this correction, then we have wave C, and we expect wave C to go up to not less than 61.8 level of the total move. 61.8 level. This is 0.618 level, this particular level. So I expect wave C to go up next week for wave C. I expect price to go up for wave C next week. This is what I expect a buy next week for wave C. I expect a buy next week for wave C. Then after the buy, we can now go down. And if you look at this level, here, we have liquidity here. Can you see? We have liquidity. We have liquidity here. We have one liquidity here, and we have another liquidity here, and I expect price to clear out the liquidity next week. I expect price to clear out the liquidity next week. This liquidity, I expect price to clear it out next week. So what I'm expecting next is going up to clear the liquidity above, then before another drop to the downside, which means that they are going to complete this with A. They are going to clear out the top of wave A next week and go for wave C, and immediately they clear out this liquidity, price is going to go down. They've complete with A, with B, and they have to complete with C. So next week we are going to the to the upside. And I gave this signal since last week as a free signal, but due to the compression of the price, it is still intact. Can you see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which make ending diagonal. Sorry, that is ending diagonal. And after the ending diagonal, we have wave A, we have wave B, and this wave B bring about compression, and this is compression. Price is compressing. Then I expect wave C move next week. I expect wave C to move next week. I expect wave C to move next week. I'm focusing on the sell setup next week. Sell setup next week. I'm focusing on sell setup on GBP USD. Sell setup next week for GBP USD. For USD JPY, like I said something last week that wave C is already in place. We have wave A, we have wave B, and wave C is already in place. And so by this, so they've already broke the high of wave A. So I expect price not to break this level. I expect price not to break this level. So from here, using the Fibonacci level, then I'll be expecting a rejection from 0.78. I expect a rejection from 0.78. I expect a rejection from this level. And if they are going to break this level, then it will be, then we have something like this. We have something like this. Only if they break this level. If they break this level, then we have something like this. We have something like this to the upside. And if they don't break this level next week, if the level is intact, then and 0.786 hold next week, then we are going to have a rejection from this level to the upside to 14.740. That is 147.40 for USD JPY. So it's only buy setup. I'm only looking for buy setup, nothing more, nothing less. Only buy setup. USD card, like I said, I'm still focusing on the sell setup. Price was just choppy last week due to the news, economic news, and all the events that happened last week, but the price is still intact. The structure is still there. So this new week, I'm expecting sell, nothing more than sell. I'm only expecting sell. This new week, I'm expecting sell. And this is how it is. If you look at H1 structure, looking at H1 structure, H1 structure, then we have it like this is wave one, and you have your wave 2 here. Then going by this, $61.8 is here. You have a 61.8 at this level. 61.8 at this level. So then we have our wave, internal wave ABC, A, B, then we have our C. So next week, I'm only focusing on sell setup next week. Sell setup for USD card. Sell setup next week for USD card. Just sell. It's only sell setup for USD card next week. Sell setup for USD card next week. This is what I'm focusing on. Just this sell alone, I'm focusing on next week. And this place also is a Quasimodo level, a QM level, which means that they are going to sell next week. And NZDUSD, like I said, we are going for sell since last week. I gave this setup since last year, which is December 31st. Yes, I gave this setup December 31st, which is last year, and the setup is still on. The setup is still on, and we are still holding in the VIP group. The setup is still on. And so what do we expect next week? Next week, the price has been choppy, but like I have marked with A and wave B, and the wave B have been choppy because of the economic news. The wave B have been choppy. So what do I expect next week? I expect price to retrace a bit before going down again. I expect price to retrace a bit before going down again. This is what all I expect on NZDUSD next week. This is all I expect on NZDUSD next week. So card JPY is already in play. Last week it hit our stop loss of 35 pips in the VIP because we entered early. And it hit our stop loss, but nevertheless, it doesn't change the face of the price and the direction of the market. So what I expect now is just a little retracement to the upside, back to this other block, then down again. This is what I'm expecting next week. This is what I'm expecting. There is another block here. This is all I'm expecting next week. Price to retrace back to this zone. Then after this zone, price drop again. After this zone, if price retrace back to this zone, then we drop for the continuation to the downside. So this is all I'm expecting next week on card JPY. This is all I'm expecting next week on card JPY. The structure is still intact. The structure is intact. And here for the wave C, it's representing a ending diagonal. Ending diagonal. If anybody know waves property, this is ending diagonal. Ending diagonal. So price will surely break out. And this is how it will be. Price will surely break out. After a little retracement, I'm expecting price to break this diagonal. On the card GBP JPY, yeah, on GBP JPY, the structure have changed. The structure have changed. And this is what I'm expecting on GBP JPY. Last week, it broke the triple combination, which is WXY XZ combination. And I'm having a new structure on it, which is this is what I'm expecting on GBP JPY. GBP JPY. This is what I'm expecting on GBP JPY next week. And if you look at this, there is a demand level that we break last week. We break this demand level last week. We broke this demand level last week. So I'm expecting price to come down to this level, to this demand level, then up again. And this will be the last move to the upside before the down move. This will be the last up move to the upside. This is our last up move. This is our last up move. Then after this, price will go down again. So this is a demand. This is a supply level, a resistance level, then a resistance level. Price break the 3 resistance level. So this is a resistance level, and a resistance level. Price break the resistance level now, and it's coming back to retest the resistance level to make it a supply, to make it a support level. Then after the support, there will be a continuation to the upside. There will be a continuation to the upside to make the last wave. There will be a continuation to the upside, and if you look at it from here, using our Fibonacci, if you look at it from here, this is exactly 88.6 Fibonacci level. This is 88.6 Fibonacci level, and this is 78.6 Fibonacci level. So I'm expecting price to end at 88.6 Fibonacci level. So I'm expecting price to stop at 88.6 Fibonacci level next week. This is all I'm expecting. A buy setup is what I'm looking for on GBP JPY. I'm only looking for buy setup, nothing less. Only buy setup I'm looking for. Just only buy setup. And as for the wave count, we will have A, B, then C before a drop again to the downside before another drop to the downside. Australian dollar USD. Australian dollar USD. If you look at H1, if you follow my analysis from 2 weeks ago, I gave this analysis and it is still in play. We have, after the completion of the diagonal, we have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. Then we have A, we have B. B dropped, which broke the triangle last week, and I expect this is a Quasimodo level. So from this level next week, I expect price to move to the upside to complete the wave C of B, which is submicro wave C of minuit wave B. Submicro wave C of minuit wave B. We are done with wave A, we are done with wave B. Then what now next is wave C. To complete this wave C, then after the wave C, we go down again. After the wave C, we will go down for minute wave C. After the wave C of this, we will go down for the minute. We will go down for the minute wave C. We will go down for the minute wave C. So next week on Australian USD, we are only looking for buy setup. After the completion of this buy setup, we can go for sell setup. But next week, so far, we are looking for buy setup. Just only buy setup we are looking for to complete the correction of wave B before continuation of wave C to the downside. On NZDJPY, I'll be looking for sell setup. On NZDJPY, I'll be looking for sell setup. I'll be looking for sell setup on NZDJPY. This here is our QM level. Our QM level. Then we have resistance here. We have series of resistance. We have a resistance here. A resistance here, and a resistance here. We have 3 resistance here, and this place is our fake out zone, FOZ. We have our FOZ here. So we have the resistance 2, resistance 3. So next week, I'm only looking for buy setup to this level. Then from this level, we have our sell setup. From this level, see, this is what I'm looking for on NZDJPY next week. A buy setup. Then if you look at this place again, there is another liquidity here. There is another liquidity here. So there's another liquidity here, which price have to clear next week. Then after moving to the upside, I'll be expecting the sell setup. This is the big move, which I'm expecting, the sell move. The sell move, this is the biggest move I'm expecting next week. This move is the move I'm expecting next week. Then any other pair, let me check. I'm still expecting a sell move on this pair next week. I'm expecting a sell move on this pair next week. I'm expecting a sell move. We break this level already, so I'm expecting a sell move next week from this level. From this level, I'm expecting a sell move next week again from this level. This is the level I'll be looking at next week. I expect price to move to the upside, then another move to the downside next week. So this is the move I'm expecting next week on CAD and GBP AUD. So if you have any other pair you want to ask about, you can ask in the comment section so that I can check it out before I end the live stream. So any question? Any question? So I've opened the thing. You can all speak now.
Oil and Bitcoin.
What do you say?
And Bitcoin.
US oil?
Yes, US oil and Bitcoin.
Okay, US oil. All right.
And Bitcoin.
Last week on oil, due to the price fluctuation, they rejected this level, which is a significant level, a Quasimodo level. Last week, they reject this Quasimodo level. So what I'm expecting right now is, I'm expecting two things on oil. And the first is coming down to this level again. Sorry, let me clean up this thing so that you can understand. What I'm trying to say. So, coming back to this level, because this is a FTB. We call it fail to return. This is FTB, fail to return. So there is probability that they might come down again back to this zone before going up completely. There is probability because of this FTB, and this is a QM level with a lot of resistance. A QM level with a lot of resistance. These are the resistance. We have the resistance here. So we have the resistance here. So I'm expecting price to drop next week on oil. This is what I'm expecting next week on oil. This is what I'm expecting. And if they don't drop, then This is the second scenario I'm also expecting. This is the second scenario. They might drop down back to this level, this demand level. They will drop back to this demand level and go up again. Either of the two. I will only look on Monday, Tuesday for the behavior of oil before I trade oil next week. So these are the two things. Because I'm expecting they should clear out this fail to return level, this FTB level. I'm expecting them to clear it out, to pick this level at 68.80 and go up completely. And on Bitcoin, the only thing I can do on Bitcoin now is sell at this level. Why? Is because of this particular level. You can see this particular level. So it is two scenarios. This is the number 4 scenario. Price might come to this level to reject and go down again, or price goes to this level these are two scenarios I'm expecting on Bitcoin. This is head and shoulder pattern on this level, and at this level, this is a QM level. This is normal price action, head and shoulder pattern, and this is the advanced price action, which is the QML, which deal with supply and demand. Supply and demand. This is this refined level. So either they reject at 45,908 or 47,834. So I'm looking at these two significant levels. Either this level or this level, they will surely drop from these two levels. And on gold, I'm expecting a sell on gold. I'm expecting a sell on gold. Let me clear it out. This is what I'm expecting on gold next week. They created this last week on gold. So this is what I'm expecting next week on gold. A sell from this region. This is what I'm expecting on gold next week. I'll focus on the sell setup on gold next week. Just sell setup. I will let the buy to skip. I will let them to go to the significant level Then after getting to the significant level, I will be free to sell from this level 2070 or 2065. This at this region or at this level, I'm going to sell. This is a supply zone. So this is what I'm expecting next week. A rise to the upside, then fall. But this is the main movement next week. This is the main movement next week. So this is the main movement. Next week, this is the main movement. The sell is the main movement next week. And this is what I will be focusing on. I will only be focusing on the sell. Just the sell alone. I will let the buy skip. I will let price to move up to come to my particular level at this place. Then I will sell next week. So I will only focusing on the sell. Just only the sell. I won't be buying it. I will focus on the sell. So any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Okay, if there is no question, then we have to end the live, and we will surely meet next week. And I hope you all have a good trading, successful week. So thank you very much, and thanks for attending.